Hello and welcome back to the ChatGPT for Beginners course. Let's talk about custom instructions, the useful feature that was released for ChatGPT Plus and Enterprise customers in July 2023. Now, what are custom instructions really all about? As they say, you can give ChatGPT custom instructions. Basically, you can set your preferences to make sure that all ChatGPT responses will align with your preferences. So usually this will include information about you. For example, if you prefer a certain style in the outputs in which ChatGPT talks with you, or if it writes a text for you, you can put into the custom instructions that you prefer a casual style or a conversational style. Again, the point is that all of ChatGPT's outputs will align with the user's requirements. So with your requirements, you do not have access to this feature if you are a ChatGPT free user. So how do custom instructions work? Basically, you define a set of instructions or guidelines. Okay, so maybe you really want to sit down and say, okay, when I think about using ChatGPT, I always have to prompt it to reply to me in a certain style, or I have to inform it when it comes to something about my family that I actually have 4 kids, not 2 kids, or that, yeah, any of your preface, right? Keep that in mind. Basically, you come across this if you use ChatGPT for a while and you realize that you'd always have to prompt it to know something because it generically does not do it. That is something you want to put into the custom instructions. Also, those instructions can be more simple or more complex. Generally, I would keep it simple because you may use ChatGPT for brainstorming or in different use cases, and then you may have to go back and change the custom instructions because something that applies to your family may not be useful when you want to use ChatGPT for something related to your work and so on. So the point is, if you implement custom instructions, they will then apply for all of your new chats going forward until you change the instructions again. But of course, your existing conversations will not be updated accordingly. Okay, but let's make this specific. So here on the left side in navigation bar, you just click on your name and then you click on custom instructions. And then here you can type in those custom instructions. ChatGPT gives us some brainstorming input, which is not bad, right? Stuff. Basically, you tell ChatGPT more about you so that it can tailor its responses to you. Where are you based? What do you do for work? What are your hobbies and interests? But also you can put in what kind of style and tone do you prefer. Again, if you use ChatGPT for brainstorming stuff about your family, like weekend activities, shopping lists, cooking recipes, put that information in there so that it will know, for example, for how many people you're going to go shopping. Right. So you have the 2 questions here. What would you like ChatGPT to know about you to provide better responses? Here's my personal information. And here is, I guess, especially stuff in terms of tone and style of its response. Then make sure it's enabled for new chats, click save, and you're good to go. Okay, so what are use cases? Here's just some of the ideas for personalized learning, tailor educational content, or tutoring style, right? You determine how ChatGPT will explain something, right? If you are, or maybe you give ChatGPT to your child and your child is in 6th grade, then you can set your custom instruction to explain concepts and ideas for someone in 6th grade. If you use a lot of for creative writing, you can set a specific tone and style or theme and make sure that you get the content in a consistent style without having to prompt that up front. This is an idea that ChatGPT itself gave, where OpenAI actually gave family size, her family of 6, taking into account how child planning, job interest, right? So if you want to use ChatGPT to give you a travel plan or to write your shopping list, cooking recipes, let it know that your family is probably bigger than the average family. Yeah, that's all you have to do. Again, this is the way you find it. I won't go into live ChatGPT now. Just again, this is easy. Go to the navigation bar, put in custom instructions, put those instructions in, and save them.